Chapter 3. The Existence of God and His Creation. The central question we address is whether the universe began to exist. To support the argument that it did, we consider several philosophical and inductive points. 1. The second law of thermodynamics. 2. The irrationality of an infinite history of past events. 3. Astrophysical evidence. This chapter or episode focuses on the irrationality of an infinite history of past events. Some philosophers, such as Bertrand Russell, argue for an eternal universe with no beginning or end. However, this perspective is flawed. An eternal universe implies an infinite sequence of past events, which raises the question, does an actual infinite exist in reality? The notion of an actual infinite cannot be applied to the real world, as it leads to contradictions. For instance, consider an infinite number of balls. If you remove 2, how many remain? The answer is still infinity, which is paradoxical. If 2 fewer than infinity exists, we should be able to quantify it. But that is impossible because infinity is merely a concept, not a reality. The German mathematician David Hilbert stated, "The infinite is nowhere to be found in reality. It neither exists in nature nor provides a legitimate basis for rational thought. The role that remains for the infinite to play is solely that of an idea." Another example involves a soldier needing permission to fire a weapon, where each soldier in line must also ask for permission, creating an infinite chain. This scenario illustrates the absurdity of infinite regress, which applies to events as well. Thus, an infinite history of past events is untenable. Lastly, consider the distance between 2 points. One might argue that it can be divided into infinite segments, but this division never reaches an infinite part. In reality, infinity is potential and cannot be actualized. Aristotle explained, "The infinite is potential, never actual. The number of parts that can be taken always surpasses any assigned number." Returning to the idea of an infinite history of past events, we conclude that since events are real and not merely conceptual, the number of past events cannot be infinite. Therefore, the universe must be finite, indicating that it had a beginning.